Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Game Logic from the Rounding Off Infinity Gaming channel on YouTube, one of the co-hosts of the Enough to Keep Going Weekly Games podcast, as well as one of the co-hosts of the Basement Radio Arcade podcast on YouTube. Back with another episode of the Charade Scenarios. The Charade Scenarios is my mini-series of Let's Plays and live streams focused on games in the RPG genre. Tonight we're going to be getting things a little bit sweaty, playing some Starfield on the PC. This is episode number 808. So without much further ado, let's get to it. So one thing that should be recognized if anybody's looking at MSI Afterburner running there in the upper left-hand corner is, since I record gameplay and live stream using a second PC, I'm going through a capture card right now, which is capped at 60 frames per second. So it's not really, and I'm going through it at 1080p. Right now, so this is not really indicative of the game's graphical performance. So as you can see, I'm just under 6 hours in on the game right now. And here we go. We're going to see how things go. Where? Oh, am I on the frontier? Okay, just gonna make a monitor adjustment here since I'm now going through at a different res. So as you can see, at this point, I have recruited Sarah, Heller.
Anything I can do for you?
Nah, bruh. And Lynn to my crew.
You look well.
I actually haven't decided what mission I'm gonna do just yet. Whoa. Almost knocked my coffee mug over. We're going to start off with some activities tonight, which is essentially, as far as I can tell, is basically the equivalent of side missions. I will talk to the scientist by the tree. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I am on Atlantis right now. That doesn't look like Atlantis. Maybe I just, it could be that that I'm still on the planet where I picked up Heller. So, I can just set a course straight from here. And go straight there. One of the things that's interesting about this game is a lot of it's going to depend on how you approach it. There are just a lot of people who, there are some people who are approaching this as, they were just looking for a Bethesda game.
Did you know I used to have an office near the top of Mast? How far the mighty have fallen, eh?
And so they kind of view it through that lens. And there are certain things that I feel the game's missing that they're okay with.
It's amazing to think that this tree predates New Atlantis.
Talk to Celtic Fresh here.
Can you imagine all the changes it's seen?
I'm sorry, I really can't afford to be distracted. I need to get to the bottom of this. I am not staring, I am analyzing. This is important xenobiological work. I work for the scientific division of MAST. I've been studying this tree for quite some time, and it appears to be exhibiting some worrying signs. Are you familiar with this particular specimen? Do you understand its importance?
I've passed by this particular tree many times, and honestly, I never gave it a second thought. Does it hold some sort of special significance?
Finally, somebody understands. Unless, wait. You're not mocking me, right? People. Ugh. Look, I have a lot of work to do here. If you're just going to gawk, I'd ask that you move on. If you can actually assist me, however, I would appreciate it. I don't normally solicit help from random passersby, but it seems an exception is necessary. Would you be willing to retrieve some additional data for me? A mercenary, huh? Well, I'm sure we can work something out. So, are you on board? Well, thank you. That's unexpected. There's a series of biosensors I've placed in various locations around New Atlantis, all calibrated to gather pertinent information. They've been running for long enough that I think it's time to collect and analyze their findings. If you would bring them to me, that would save time.
Okay, so one of the side missions I did earlier was
I'm on tax duty tomorrow. Can't wait.
was investigating a power outage in the well, which is kind of like their underground section of the city. And what I predict is that this mission structure will pretty much be essentially the same, exact same thing. Okay, so I got that biosensor. Holy cow! She just vaulted the wall. Yeah, one of the things that's weird to me, not weird to me, but I find a little janky is that the companions don't really follow. The path following for the companions is not really that great. I mean, I guess it's great that they track you at all, but many times, like, I'm doing something like I'm going to get in an elevator and the companion is like hundreds of meters away, you know, and I'll travel in transit, you know, like I am now, just entirely, you know, with the companion like nowhere near me, nowhere to be seen, you know. But then when I get into the action area, of course they're there, and that's, you know, I mean, just straight up, I'm going to say that's a discrepancy. But, you know, is that impactful? You know, I don't know. But of course, you know, there are games that seem to have better path following of companions. It seems like, you know, it seems like in something like Mass Effect, you know, your companions weren't completely off. I could be wrong. Memory could be bad. So this is weird. Why is it not, you would think that would be, there we go. Yeah, in close enough proximity. So we'll go over here and get this one. Oh, wait. Let's tell me I have to get it. I have to go to the commercial. Yeah, like, so she's just completely left behind on the tram car. I don't know why. Do I need to go to a completely other district to find one of these things? It's 49 meters away. That's 72. Let's go get the closer one. Now, one thing that's pretty cool is, like some of these areas, some of these places, like you can see the. Oh, why is it telling you to go this way? That's weird. Why did it tell me to? Yeah, but what's neat is you can basically stare at your objective, and then, you know, it'll give you a path to get to it. Now, why it is telling me I need to go up here to get to...
Sergeant Yumi's looking for reliable people to help the guard. Contact him if you're interested. We'd all appreciate it.
Okay, so now it just revealed it. What is this?
Hey, are you looking for eggs too? I've only found one so far, but I want to find more before anyone else does. So if you see some, can you tell me? Yeah, it was. Weird, right? Miss Seng over at UC Distribution bought the one I found, and she said she might buy more if I can find them. I could really use the credits.
Alright, so I figure I'm gonna go get this other one. So like I said, if you stare at this thing long enough, it'll, yeah. As far as I can tell, there's, at least within the towns, there's no, like, fall damage.
I bet whoever came up with
Yeah,
bad
no, this thing
news
is-
travels fast wasn't taking interstellar distances into
It's
account.
aggravating. Get this sensor from Winsang. I don't want to get that right now. Yeah, okay. So that's the first time that the path following, this pathing has been kind of wonky.
Now look at me.
That's another person saying that they used to be an actuary. So... So what's interesting about that is that then that's a repeat of dialogue that I've heard multiple NPCs using. So I don't know if the mission pip it was giving me was just pointing to her.
Bulk items may require multiple levels of approval and can take up to several weeks for an official response. We apologize for any delay. Welcome to UC Distribution. Now, before you say a word, I am required to inform you that formal complaints cannot be filed until the customer feedback system is back online. I have been told it'll be up and running in 2 weeks, but you know how these things are. I am sorry for any potential inconvenience. Also, if you're here about a corporate account, I've been assured that deliveries will be back on schedule soon. You mean besides providing a pleasant face for customers to interact with? It's all in the name. We distribute materials and products all around the United Colonies. Never a dull moment. Always something going on, and 4 other things we need to be ready for. I know some people don't believe it, but we really do the best we can. Wouldn't still be working here if I didn't care. Who, Jordan? That kid's in here every other day with some random thing he found. Trying to get credits. Yeah, I took pity on him. Why? What is it? That so? Must mean something to you if you came looking for it. Well, you can have it back for what I paid for it, plus a little extra. Let's call it a convenience fee, shall we? I could, but I did pay for it. I'd like to recover my losses. And it's all the way in the back room. I'd have to walk back there, then back out here. You're the one who said it was junk. If that's true, why bother coming back for it at all? Suit yourself. Right. Come back if you need something else.
Okay, so I saw the optional mission pop up there to steal it.
Put that back right now.
Oh, wow.
Right there. You're under arrest.
Are you kidding me? It just popped out of nowhere. I mean, was that person there the whole time? Great.
UC security always gets you in the end. Remember that.
Yeah, so med pack removed. 1 day in jail. So is that just one I'm not going to be able to get?
Contrary to what you might have heard, UC security personnel are good people. And Sergeant Yumi just happens to be an old friend.
Yeah, that was really weird. Was that security guard just hanging out in the corner there and I just couldn't see him? I mean, granted, admittedly, I didn't try and cause like a distraction or see if I could come in from outside. Now, usually, like I said, if you
That your shipment
stare,
landed not too long ago? Sure is something.
that's weird. Usually, it'll show you a path to get over it, to it. Oh, okay. Now the thing is, when you have the scanner up, which it seems like you need to have up to see that path, you do not see the UI indication to open door, and as far as I can tell, it can't open doors. No. Yeah, there it is. Okay, I think I can see where the professor is now. I thought there was one other. Oh, there. It's another sensor. Okay, deliver the sensors. So you may flip me some dookie because I don't have the one that I got busted for. Yeah, so what I was saying, I think a lot of people are coming to this game because they just wanted an iteration of a Bethesda game, and they seem to be pretty happy with it in terms of, you know, that comparison. I think the problem I have with that notion is, you know, if you're if you're going to argue that a game is the game of the generation, or that it should be in discussion for game of the year, or whatever, then I feel like you don't get to apply the rubric that it's good for a Bethesda game. Like, I think you need to apply a universal, unilateral rubric.
It isn't my favorite, almost a lab assistant. I appreciate your assistance, but I still need all of those sensors. Recent scans of the tree have suggested that a significant portion of the interior is liquefied. Obviously, some small percentage of its internal workings is always liquid to allow for the transfer of nutrients and so forth, but this, well, I've never seen anything like it. If it continues to increase, I'm concerned the entire tree may collapse, and I'm also worried about other secondary effects. If the time comes, I will certainly attempt to alert the appropriate people en masse. If I have more data, though, my concerns might carry some more weight. I appreciate your confidence. The sooner I have all the available data, the sooner I can make an assessment. So you do. Wonderful. I'll just take these, and we'll see what they have to tell us. All right, we'll just upload the data. Give it a moment. And just another moment. It is working, isn't it? Ah, there it is. Relief. Now, let's see. This is... well, it's... oh my.
Okay, so since I am coming through at 1980p, at 1080p, this is going to be a bit of a pain, but I figure I'm going to start toggling some of this a little higher, and as long as it maintains, look, it's dipping below 60. I think that was maybe just a little glitch, little hiccup adjustment.
Well, there's good news and bad news. The good news is that my suspicions were correct. There is something wrong with the tree. I will report my findings to MAST immediately with no small amount of satisfaction. The phrase, "I told you so," may even be uttered more than once. Yes, it does feel good to be right. Particularly when others have attempted to convince you otherwise. Repeatedly. The bad news, as it were, is that the internal composition of the tree is changing. In this particular case, the tree is now regularly emitting ultra-low frequency sound waves. They're nearly imperceptible now, but they're growing in strength. This is something we've never observed before. Depending on how large these waves grow, consequences for the city could be disastrous. I must consult with my colleagues in MAST at once. Thank you for your assistance. I hope these credits are adequate compensation.
Alright, so let's see what's on the job board. Yeah, it took me a while to wrap my head around the notion that, because I kept going like, this game doesn't have a job board. But now I'm like, oh no, this is actually the job board. After refusing to accept Commander Akande's offer, I've decided to seek out the Crimson Fleet on my own and potentially join their ranks. So we'll track that. That doesn't let me set a course. So what good does that do? You can't show it on the map. Okay, so it doesn't really do me a lot of good to, I guess, to participate in that mission. I guess I'll do the check-in on Kelton, which should be easy because he should be right here. Okay, why did you come?
The Bast takes these findings seriously. The data from the biosensors speaks for itself. Thank you for your help retrieving the biosensors. These findings are alarming.
So is this a thing that you can't really do because I'll talk to Sergeant Yumi. Now, my problem with tweaking these things and bumping them up is that I'm going to have to go back and remember to cycle them all back down. So where is Sergeant Yumi? What day? Oh, I gotta take a tram. But yeah, at any rate, I think there are, you know, and you get this, of course.
Excited to see Tony after work.
There are a lot of very hardcore, diehard Bethesda fans who I guess have kind of come back to the fold since Fallout 76. And I think they're pretty happy with this game. But you just kind of get, I think we're gonna mix of diehard reactions, you know, to this game that are driven by, you know, uber Bethesda faithful, and then a lot of big Xbox fans. I mean, as it sits with me, I mean, this game is fine. I just there's some things that, you know, in certain genres that the game's missing to me.
Well, hello. You hear about the job by any chance? The officer over there can help you with any bounty issues. Part-time security officer. The position's very flexible. You can basically work whenever you're available. No pressure. We've had some gaps in the schedule lately. Macy's out on maternity leave.
Really make a particularly large amount of sense.
And it rains, it pours type of situation. So really, we just need someone to fill the void. Interested? Well, first things first, I have to ask, do you have any security experience at all? Oh yeah? And I'm the CEO of Galbank. Look, I can appreciate a wise ass, but if I catch you lying for real, we're going to have a problem. Well, I think I've heard all I need. Your first assignment couldn't be easier. Go to Mast and check in with Agent Plato at AURON. There was a package left at a dead drop, and they need UC security to handle it. He'll fill you in on the details. AURON? They're basically UC intelligence. They help identify threats to New Atlantis before they become problems. While we're separate departments, there are times we need to rely on each other, so it's important to keep a good working relationship. We do Agent Plato this favor, and maybe he'll toss us some intel when an investigation stalled. Tit for tat. You know how it works. You know, MAST, the Military, Administrative, and Scientific Triumvirate. Giant building in the center of the city? Headquarters of the entire United Colonies? I really should have given you a more thorough interview. Well, just because you're bringing it here doesn't mean that's where it'll end up. As for why, you can ask AURON. As far as I'm concerned, it's none of my business. Let me know if you have any questions.
Okay. No mission pip up on the screen. I'm actually gonna change my outfit too. Took me a good amount of time to figure out how to do that. I'll switch into my minor utility outfit.
You're out there a lot, right? In space? Just do us all a favor and never turn into one of those spacers. Scout the galaxy. Robbing, stealing, killing. Even the Crimson Fleet.
Why am I not getting a mission pip? Is it because maybe I'm not tracking the mission? Okay. Okay, so I guess that's because I didn't have the mission selected, which seemed to have made sense for it to kind of auto-select the mission since you'd given it to me, but I don't know.
I'm doing great, actually. Thanks for asking.
So one of the probably more significant things that I've seen happen is I was engaged in a side mission, not side mission, but actually one of your primary missions, and an event trigger had happened. This is a thing that, like, I've seen, like, in a CD Projekt Red game and in something like The Witcher 3, like, when event triggers get broken and things happen out of sequence in the way they laid them out and intended for them to happen, typically what happens is that mission just gets broken and you can, never complete it. And it's one of the things that I've had, significant amount of problems with the way CD Projekt Red puts side missions together, and that should just never happen, and I shouldn't be driven to be frustrated and flummoxed by, like, why is this mission not completing? Why hasn't, like, the next thing happened or whatever? And then, when I Google around and I find out, like, some sequence of events got jumbled and now, the mission's just broken and you're never able to complete it. Why do I not have a mission pip up? I mean, I know that the Mast HQ is... What the heck? Speak to Agent Plato.
Eating nothing but Oishi ramen and canned-up pancakes can't be good for your health.
So I want you to go this way. Yes, I've gotten very aggravated when those missions have gotten broken in The Witcher 3. I saw a similar thing happen in this game where...
One of my friends told me he actually likes going into the web.
Yes. Why am I... wonder, am I encumbered? Nah, I'm like 1 pound over. Come on, Sarah. Why do you get on the elevator and always stand, like, right in my, like, between me and the panel? So in that instance, the sequence of events got jumbled in out of sequence. Actually, what happened was the main antagonist that I needed to capture to complete this mission just clipped out of the scene entirely. They were just gone.
I hope you're not here to report something. If you are, it means you've seen far too much.
What?
The security of the United Colonies is every citizen's responsibility, but we try and do the bulk of the work. No, my parents would never have been so presumptuous. Every agent who joins Aegis gets to choose a pseudonym, pending approval, of course. I chose this for myself when I signed on. I have, of course, since learned that I am not nearly as smart as I thought I was as a younger man. I suppose none of us are. We're the intelligence arm of the United Colonies. Think of it this way. UC Security responds to threats. It's Aegis's job to anticipate and prevent them. I'm the acting head of Aegis, the intelligence division here in MAST. I oversee all our active projects and agents in the field, and I'm afraid that's about as much detail as I can give you. All you really need to know is that we're here to serve and we're the good guys. Our main priority is the safety and security of the citizens and assets of the United Colonies, wherever they may be. We keep an eye on, well, everything. That's a level of detail I can't get into. Don't worry. We've got plenty of good people working hard. No need to thank me. It's an honor to be of service. Ah, right. You're Sergeant Yumi's recruit. You're taller than I expected. I shouldn't, but I always do. Part of the job, really. We're always trying to fill in the blanks. In any case, let me fill you in. We have a dead drop that we think has been compromised. So I'd like someone from UC Security to handle the pickup instead. Take the package back to Sergeant Yumi, and he'll check it in as evidence before it gets routed back to Aegis. We think non-UC affiliated groups have their eye on it, and are using it to identify field agents. Normally, we just burn the location, but we didn't get this intel until after the drop. So we're going to need non-Aegis personnel to do the pickup to cover our tracks. Take the NAT to the spaceport. There should be a Galbank ATM right next to the station. The package is taped under one of the benches. Grab it and deliver it to Sergeant Yumi, and the job's done. You really should know better than to ask for classified intel. What is this, your first day on the job? Don't worry, I'm just giving you a hard time. I still can't tell you what's in the package, though. Good luck with the mission.
All right. See, that's what I normally expect. Is that it auto pings. Like if it's a mission in sequence, then it just automatically hooks it. But it didn't do that when I initially got recruited by Yumi. I don't know why. So, but like I said, that mission broke. The guy I was after actually just clipped entirely out of the mission. But then a follow-on event happens, which results in you engaging some other enemies. So I engaged them, and the way the mission recovered was it seemed, I don't know if it did this intentionally or was just an accident, it seemed to like loop back and reset the main arc of the mission and have me, come into the outpost through the front door, like I had originally started the mission.
Is it really necessary for you to drag around all that gear?
Sir, give it a rest. I will get rid of the gear when I get a chance to get a break. We're on mission right now, bro. It's not a big deal that I'm carrying 1 extra pound.
But I feel like it'd help if I had a couple cheat dates.
Sure. Okay.
How soon? Still have questions? Go ahead and ask. Nicely done. It's really hard to find good help these days. That being said, my luck seems to be turning around. We've gotten a lot of new personnel as of late, not just you. Who knew all I had to do was put up a sign? Well, I have you now, so I probably won't hire another person for a while. Anyway, here's your payment. And if I have any more work for you, I'll let you know.
Alright, so dope. Another $2,000. So now you can check on Kelton, but I don't know that that's what I want to do right now. But it is. I will go check on Kelton. I gotta take the tram again. But yeah, so with the mission reset and loop me back in to come to the front of the outpost, that enemy had respawned. You know, the one that I needed to take down in order to complete the mission. So I mean, essentially, it was kind of self-healing of that defect, but that's why I've also been suggesting people just maybe pump the brakes a little bit about the notion that there are no bugs.
Thank you for your help. These findings are alarming. Let's hope that MAST takes these findings seriously. The data from the biosensors speaks for itself. Let's hope that MAST takes these findings seriously.
Okay, so I guess I'm still not enough time has passed to get. That's fine, but I'm like, well, if that's the case, then what? Yeah, what do you present that as a valid mission to me? And then on top of that, prompt me to go back to that mission, you know, with the, hey, you should speak to this guy. All right, I guess I'll go to talk to the bartender at the viewport. Yeah, there's my mission pip. See ya, Kelton.
Seems like the Crimson Fleet is everywhere these days.
That's pretty close. Oh, yeah, it's pretty close because I got to take a tram. We may not get a ton of actual hot action in this session. Although that's me choosing to chase down a lot of the activities and not run the missions yet.
Hey there. Always nice to see a new face. First time in New Atlantis? Oh, yeah? And yet here we are, only just meeting for the first time. Tell you what, as a hometown boy, I'll give you one on the house. Let me know if there's anything I can get you. Bit of a slow news day around here. Ah, well, speaking of news, some folks are convinced David Barron, you know, the SSN anchor,
Oh my
is
gosh.
some sort of Freestar sympathizer. Ridiculous, if you ask me.
So I've read how
they ran
there
a
have
couple
been
of
some
stories
nods
about Aquila City that weren't totally critical, but come on.
to other
Look at them.
sci-fi
It's
games.
really not that bad. Anyway, that's the sort of high-stakes stuff people talk up while
And
waiting on a
content.
flight. So glad you asked, aren't you? I can tell.
So that bit right there was literally a lift from the scripted responses of the bartenders in Freelancer, which you can see a lot of the DNA of in this game, particularly in the space combat. And the line earlier from the head of Aegis about "I thought you'd be taller" was obviously a lift from, you know, Princess Leia in Episode 4, A New Hope.
Yep. Spaceport traffic keeps me pretty busy. But just between you and me, I've got something in the works that'll change everything. A new drink that'll make this place famous, galaxy-wide. First, thanks so much for your unwavering support. Second, in fact, you cannot buy it, because I don't have everything I need for the recipe. I made a deal with a hauler to bring me some small samples of an ingredient I think will make all the difference. But it never showed up. Turns out the guy I hired was also hired by a few other folks. The kind of folks who ship less than legal cargo. Security got wind, and the whole lot was impounded. Now they're just sitting on it, taking their sweet time like they always do. It's killing me. Very clever of you. Your parents must be so proud. And really, I'm not even certain this is what I need to finish the recipe. I think it is. I need to get my hands on that cargo. I mean, doing something about this won't exactly be on the straight and narrow, will it? Oh yeah, I absolutely should. But I'm not going to. Before we say anything else, I am in no way asking you to do anything that might violate any of the many, many laws in place here in New Atlantis or the larger United Colonies. This is just one friend talking to another friend, asking if maybe that friend could possibly find a way to get her important cargo out of the impound. And if, hypothetically, that were done in a less than 100% legal way, well, that might not be the worst thing in the world. You, with me on this?
Surely you're not seriously considering this course of action. The last thing we need is UC security on our backs.
God, you have no idea what a relief this is. I'm obviously not expecting you or anyone to go in guns blazing and taking hostages or something. I just figure there has to be a way to get what I need. I know a few things, but not much. The cargo is being held down at the spaceport, not in the security office. Still, they use the same access cards. If you had one, it'd work. How or why you would have a UC security access card is none of my business, of course. I'm sure I'm better off not knowing. Beyond that, the ship decks over there might also be able to get in. I don't know any of them, or I'd be talking to them instead of you. No offense. I'm not worried. I'm annoyed. Wait, are you saying I should be worried? No, of course not. It'll be fine. Totally fine. I trust you. I'm obviously not expecting you or anyone to go in guns blazing and taking hostages or something. I just figure there has to be a way to get what I need. Yeah, this is hardly a life or death situation. Some light breaking and entering at worst, right? Lucky for you, that is literally my job. What can I get you? I'm obviously not expecting you or anyone to go in guns blazing and taking hostages or something. I just figure there has to be a way to get what I need. Like I said, I submitted the usual security release forms. But because my cargo is tied up with a bunch of, again, totally unrelated illegal stuff, I don't expect the forms to matter. At all. I went and talked to an officer at the office, too. Yumi. Sergeant, maybe? He was polite, but unhelpful. I declined to suggest that as their new slogan. New Atlanta Security. Polite, but unhelpful. Truth in advertising, eh? See you around.
Alright, so that was a pretty long, complicated... Simeon Bankowski.
You picked a good day to drop by. Bartender's making them strong today. You in town for business?
So, I don't know. It's just weird that this guy just happened by.
Cheers. Nothing like a cold one after a long trip through the space lanes, if you ask me. It seems like we have that in common. Personally, I'm here looking for work. I just quit my job as a weapon tester for Mast.
Yeah, so there we go. Guy with guns.
Oh, yeah. Plenty of us. There's a whole branch of Mast's scientific wing called DRIP. That's dedicated to developing new weapons for the UC military. Well, I'll be damned. What a coincidence. Working on a ship sounds perfect. I was hoping my next job would get me out of the city. What's your offer? I'm a reasonable guy, but that's just too low. Sounds like a fair salary for your new weapons expert. I'll take it.
So what I can't tell is, does that mean I've hired this guy and paid for him? But I mean, I guess what I could do, he seems to be a heck of a lot more useful. Like, I don't know that I need outpost engineering and outpost management. So maybe I should get rid of, let's get rid of Lynn. So let's try and unassign her, because I would definitely rather have the weapons expert assigned. Although she does have demolitions. Actually, let me look at Heller and unassign him. And assign Lynn, because at least she's good with demolitions.
I'll head straight to my post and get to work.
Yeah, that's just so weird that just random person comes by. That's one of the, because my understanding is there's not just like a ton, you know, a mile-long roster of who you could sign. I thought it was like a total of like 11 or 12 people, but I could be wrong. Okay. So yeah, let's track that one and access the secure storage. Oh wait, is it? Okay, now it's tracking that. But I don't see a mission pip yet. Terror Brew. Oh, there's a mission pip. Okay, that is really irksome. So the secure storage is within range of where I've landed my ship? Okay, so oxygen levels are back up. So I can toggle the movement speed range yet again.
Hey, this really isn't a good place for civilians to be hanging around. There's something I can help you with? Not really sure. Whenever they get through their backlog, I guess. There a reason you're asking? Yeah, I can't really just let you in there. I don't like your tone. Yeah, I hope so. Well, that's... thank you. All right, look, don't tell anyone I did this for you. I could lose my job over it. If anyone asks, I had nothing to do with this. You got it?
Okay, so that's actually the first time I've won a persuasion minigame. Let's get the get.
Why are you bothering to carry all that junk?
Shut up, Sarah. Get rid of it later. It's weird that it's just not giving me the path. Because that's the thing that tells you, like, if you... can't get to an area or space, I guess. Since I'm over here, I can go up onto the ship.
Have things for you.
One thing I haven't really looked at is...
Good to see you again.
Assume... Well, at least coming up here at least gave me the mission pip.
Good to see you.
I would hope and think that I have some storage here. But this doesn't have a lower
Captain.
deck. I never noticed whether that was the case the first time I came on board the ship. If there is storage space, it just doesn't jump right out at me. Oh, there's a med pack. No, it's a Synapse Alpha. I don't really know why I want that. Okay, but what we can do is we can at least sort some gear. Ah, shoot, no, this thing isn't sorted right. Okay, now I'm sorted by damage. Okay, now we know that the rest of the stuff, your cutter can stay, but the maelstrom needs to be dropped. That needs to be dropped. That needs to be dropped. Okay, so that has my weight down. Yeah, I do mess that up. I always think that I just need to... check to get rid of weapons, but I also need to get used to going through all the other categories and making sure that nothing has changed. Okay, so it still wants me to be in that helmet. I only have one type of throwable. Okay, I think that's all I need to do. Now, while on board my ship, I had seen... Oh, there we go. So I don't think... Oh, there we go. So I've been assuming that it shows you the path when you look at your objective for long enough or scan your objective. But
Be scanned as you enter the city. Please keep moving. Okay. Now, clear. Enjoy your visit.
But now it may just be that it just comes up based on whatever your next mission is or whichever mission you're cascading. No, here's the bar right here.
Hey there, new guy. Hope life is treating you well. Let me know if I can get you anything. Oh, no way. You really got it? I probably don't want to know what you did to get this, right? I mean, I want to know, but it's maybe better if I don't.
You really do love your jokes.
You are joking, right? Well, look, I can assure this will all be worth it in the end. Matter of fact, I'm going to let you have the first ever sample. On top of that, you get free drinks. Not like unlimited free drinks, But you want a little pick-me-up now and then? I got you covered. I need some time to work on what comes next. But this was the difficult part, I think. Really? Thank you so much. Well, that's what I'm here for. What'll it be? Stop by anytime you'd like to catch up.
Yeah, that was a little weird. I thought it was letting me buy her a drink. But whatever.
Hello.
So I don't know if it's just defaulting to let me to talk to him or what, but we're going to go ahead and at least queue up the next mission. Sir Morgan wants me to join an expedition headed up by Sam Coe, another Constellation member. We'll be going to Freestar Collective Space. Okay, so let's track that one. Now, he's here, right? Yeah, he's at the lodge. Okay, so I don't need to go back to the ship. I just need to figure out how to run back over there. So either he's really not that far away, or my public transportation is here again. Seems like I sometimes spend all day riding this thing back and forth.
You've got something for me?
What?
I wonder if I'll miss New Atlantis when Tony and I leave. No, probably not.
Yes. Bye for now.
Okay.
It's a done deal. Our whole office is getting moved to Gagarin.
I assume Sam is over here in the HQ room of Constellation. But I never know. Oh, nope, it's actually over here to my right.
Just one quiet day. That too much to ask for?
Okay, looks like we won't have to travel too far to hear what's on the up and up with his mission. I'm probably just gonna run in and get whatever the mission is from him, and
Now that we're here,
either head back.
perhaps we could spend a bit of time relaxing rather than planning. What can I help you with? Time to go?
I hope you are
Sam's over here.
satisfied with the
I
quarters
cannot wait to
available
meet him.
you.
It's been ages since Constellation.
And you must be the latest poor fool to get dragged into our dysfunctional little family. Just a friendly jab. Small group like this, you'll learn more about everyone than you ever wanted to. Kind of all that family is in a way.
Like more than you'd ever want to know. Hello, kids are around, people. Kuriko, by the way. Hi, hi. too late. Been there, done that.
I think you should give this little lady the benefit of the doubt. You could be severely underestimating her capabilities.
That's enough. Look, Cora goes where I go. But it's not like I'm dragging her into every dark cave we uncover. She'll be on the ship. Now, let's talk business. Sarah tell you about the expedition? Sure enough, that's where we're heading. The three of us are heading to Aquila, first settled planet of the Freestar Collective and, not coincidentally, the home of their capital, Aquila City. We'll land in the city's spaceports, but the frontier's our goal. It's rough country. Spawned a lot of stories. And I got a lead on a tale that makes me think one thing. Artifact. Yeah, don't piss off the Freestar Rangers. As far as the Collective is concerned, they're judge, jury, and executioner. They're the good guys, but that don't make them any less dangerous. Outside that, just don't be an asshole. Okay. We'll meet you on board your ship. Talk more when we get there. Once we land on Aquila, it's gonna be you and me. So if you want to do any freewheeling before then, Cora and I will just be riding passenger.
So, I am not sure what this means. Unexplored route to Olympus. You would not explore every system along this route. Try jumping to a closer system. My problem is I haven't. I'm hoping. Okay. Okay, so I need to go to Olympus, but I haven't traveled these routes, so I don't even necessarily know. Oh, that's the problem. You are. Okay, so you're actually on Alpha Centauri. So I don't. Why do I? Yeah, I don't know why. Okay, so I'll mark that one. Set course. Oh, that's the problem. I need to get to Cheyenne. Okay, let's, can I go to Narian and then go to... You've not explored every system along this route. Try jumping to a closer... No, I know that. So apparently the problem is I have to make the jump to an unknown part of space, which I can't do. It's like it's not letting me hook it. So, I mean, I understand that I haven't traveled these routes, but I mean, how else are you supposed to get to a planet that you haven't visited before? Like, anytime you're going to visit it for the first time, you obviously will not have traveled the route. So, alright, well, I'm going to continue whittling away at this and see if I can figure out a way to actually make this transit. I don't quite... There's got to be a way. I mean, not certain why they would give me a mission that it would be impossible for you to execute, so we'll try and figure that out. But for anybody who happened to swing by and watch the archive version of this Let's Play on the Rounding Off Infinity gaming channel on YouTube, I appreciate you. Please feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you can receive a notification whenever I post new content, just like my latest subscribers, Etienne Makaga, Max Wayne Scott, Mario187, and Eddie Lee. I appreciate you guys. We're going to be continuing to record Let's Plays over the weekend, so there'll be 2 more stories in this arc. Until next time, take care of yourself, stay safe out there, play the games that you like, come here to talk to me about the games that you love. Once again, my name has been Game Logic from the Rounding Off Infinity gaming channel on YouTube, as well as one of the co-hosts of the Basement Radio Arcade podcast on YouTube. Until next time, good night, good luck, and good gaming. That's going to do it for me. I'm out of here.